Hey, so this week I want to talk about naming and claiming some of your anxieties potentially. What's not uncommon in people that have neurodiversities are some anxieties. The goal is always, I feel, to learn more about that and to learn to dance with it and to move past it and to live your most robust, amazing life. That takes a little time and energy. And so this week, what my article is all about is specialized diet holiday anxiety. So SDHA, completely made that up myself, and or healthy eating anxiety or family food anxiety. And actually, this was something I'd started a year ago and decided I'd wait to publish this until closer to the holidays, where I think it really blends in and makes sense. And what it's about is it's an anxiety created when you need to eat foods that are not the normal staple of your culture, general society and or family, and you are having a gathering and a large portion of the focus of that gathering is going to be on food. And basically, the topic of conversation is going to be, well, why are you eating that? Well, what is that? I've never seen that before. Well, here, have some of my whatever they made, and which is lovely and very good. And you would gladly have that, except for it will completely eviscerate your health and well-being. And so no actually has to be the word that you use for that. But boy, that is not easy. So for me in particular, there was definitely an anxiety that would build up at times when there were large family social gatherings, even with friends and colleagues, the Christmas party, let's say, or something, where I just know that there aren't often going to be foods that best fit the meal plan that I'm working on and what I'm up to in the world and how I take care of my brain. There's going to be a gob of sugars, which for me doesn't work out very well, and so forth. So that's what this article is about. I talk about that. And what I've found is very easy for a neurodiverse person to walk through to kind of conquer that anxiety. And it's a 3-step process that I talk about. I get into more detail, obviously, in the article. But first and foremost, I say you kind of got to name it and describe it. Name it, claim it, and then eradicate it is part of the process. And so that's by calling this what I did. I named it. I went, oh, I know it's not the people I'm avoiding. It's not that I don't want to go to the social event. I'm concerned about the silly food factor. Like, it gets in there, and other people have their own anxieties about it when I don't eat their food or when I don't place that on my plate, so forth. So, the next thing is so I've named it. Now I want to be like, okay, what are all the ways it's, infesting my thoughts? Is what I call it. It's an infestation. Anxiety is an infestation of fears and thoughts that are not useful. Let's just be honest. 99% of the time they're not useful, and they've proven that. So a bunch of things I was anxious about explaining, what you'll be eating, having to talk about why you're eating these foods, having to discuss the contents of the food, the calories, the nutritional values, those types of things. That kind of gets me really nervous. Having people call you names. I have, there have been situations where food is so important to them that not taking their food, not eating their food is offensive. And that can be cultural, also. So had to walk through that. People just flat out reject, like, I'll bring something and it sits there and nobody eats it. Not taking that personally and not worrying about that. So I have a whole list of things and I shared this with a few people, and I get this anxiety. So I added in a few additional things. So not just me. And then after you've done that portion of it, then you move into the section of turning those fears, those statements, into opportunities. And it's a matter of, is that an opportunity to grow in this moment? And that might be, for me, so bring a copy of the recipe. So yes, if somebody asks about it, you can give the nutritional facts. That's not hard at all. Or if I bring vegetables and cheese, that's pretty easy for people to know what that is. That doesn't create dialogue or push up against people's norms. So sometimes I purposefully find foods that best fit into that. Also, telling the host in advance. That's another way to reduce all this. Just say, you know what, I'm on a doctor recommended diet right now. I'm probably not going to be able to eat a variety of the foods. It's not personal. I'm just really taking care of my health. Oh, not a problem. Like most people, not a problem. Another opportunity is it's an opportunity to communicate with the people that you're with, to actually connect, because when something is different, it causes people to ask questions. That's actually connection, if it's not too aggressive, but typically that's connection. So not something that needs to be run from. It's okay. And then another opportunity is it can also help us build on our muscle and our ability to flow with things. We can't control everything all the time. Piles of those fears and anxieties are about being super hyper prepared for something that may never ever happen. And in this case, my life is in no way in jeopardy. For most people, their lives are not in jeopardy when it comes to some food anxieties and social gatherings. And so with that in mind, maybe learning to flow a little more with that, being open to that conversation with people and helping to grow them. So I know that this is not an uncommon anxiety. I actually, once I started talking about it with people and said I was going to write this article, they were, oh my gosh, that, like I have that all the time. I've skipped things for this and that. I hope you don't skip anything. Memories can't be redone. Moments where people gather can't happen again. So I hope that you're able to communicate what's healthy for you and what's best for you, and take care of yourself and be supportive. I realize not all environments are like that, but that's definitely my hope. And if it is, for the most part, a healthy, supportive environment, then I encourage you to find your best way through the anxiety around healthy eating, social gatherings. Thank you. I'm JoyGenea, International Neurodiversity Coach, just talking about and cheering people on and getting people over that fear of their neurology and that misunderstanding. So, thank you so much. Talk to you later.